Sausalito. Today is an upscale city lived in by commuters, wealthy retirees, entrepreneurs, artists, and others. It once was a railroad town.
Sausalito is waterfront. That is why Sausalito exists. Even the local native population chose Sausalito for its access to the waterfront.
The Bridge. A beautiful Art Deco sculpture. World-renowned. It took decades of political wrangling to build. It passed through many phases of design, from industrial simplicity to overdone and inappropriate artistic overdesign. Eventually, a qualified designer was consulted, and engineers produced a framework onto which the present design was built.
Today, as it was in the time just before the opening of the Golden Gate Bridge, Sausalito was a ferry terminal. The ferry landing used today is in almost the exact same location as one of the ferry landings used in 1937. The most incredible changes indirectly brought about by the bridge was the Marin shipyard. This was a World War II shipyard built on mudflats at what then was considered to be the northern outskirts of Sausalito.
The Sausalito houseboat community as it exists today got its beginning soon after, if not during, the time Marin ship was built. It became a solution to the severe housing shortage for the Marin ship workers. On the site where Marin ship operated is a lot, now known as Marin Ship Park. This is where the annual Sausalito Art Festival now occurs over the Labor Day weekend. It is a major event in the art scene in California and the entire USA. Thousands of artists send their art for jury selection to be allowed to occupy only several hundred spaces.
Two legendary restaurants in Sausalito history were developed and operated by women. The first and oldest, as well as the most famous of all Sausalito restaurants, is Sally Stansford's Valhalla, named for the mythological land of milk and honey, where all good Viking warriors went in the afterlife.
Juanita Muson was a restaurateur and social icon of the mid to late 1960s who existed on the northern periphery of the Sausalito houseboat community. She had several restaurants, not all of them in Sausalito, but many of which ended up burning down.
No Name Bar was established in 1959. There are several stories about how it came to be. Probably the most authentic is told by one of its first bartenders, who soon became its owner. Neil Davis owned and operated it on a daily basis for many years during its days of bohemian notoriety. The Trident Restaurant and Bar was associated with the Kingston Trio during the 1960s. It was an influential musical venue, eventually establishing the San Francisco rock genre.
Over historic time, Sausalito evolved from an American Indian community to commercial maritime activities to the 1920s when it became a town oriented to serve auto and pedestrian ferry passengers. Sausalito of the 1920s was a place where lawlessness and rowdy activities occurred within and in view of the residential and commercial districts.